Those of you who don't know me, my name is Kelly McKarthy, and I stand before you fully awakened as a spiritual being having a human experience. And before I lose any of you in what that even means, as some of you are going, oh God, what is this? Let me just say that it wasn't always this way. I live by 3 very strict principles now in this lifetime. The first one is, as the fate of the earth goes, so goes our fate. The second principle I live by is we all come from ancestral fate. It is up to each and every one of you individual to take personal responsibility to not take on the pain, the stories, and the traumas of your ancestors' ancestors, but instead live in the hopes, the dreams, the possibilities, and the opportunities of your children's children. You have a choice. The last is, it is up to me in each and every day to be the ripple effect, co-create as one energy, and dream my world into being. Who can stand behind those principles? It wasn't always like this. I didn't get this memo until I was in my 40s. That's a very long time to live in an avatar that doesn't fit you. I am now standing here fully in the truth of who I am, no longer apologizing for this being that stands before you. In a prior life, I was a proud owner of a restaurant, married to an amazing master chef, still married to him, and I call myself a recovering pastry chef. I say this because I worked 15 hours a day, 7 days a week, add in motherhood, the ability to find time to be the PTO mom, the gymnastics mom, the cub master, the den master. You can imagine just who hasn't, as a mom, continued to just add on and add on and add on. Anyone? I'm the only mom in this room that took on way much more than I could chew, right? But I did it with this unbelievable ability to have no one know that I was suffering. In public, I looked like I had my shit together. I always had a plastered smile on my face, and no one knew the internal struggle of how unhappy I was. And I figured, hey, if I just lose some weight, remember, pastry chef, I figured, if I just lose some weight, that'll make me happy, right? If I just have money, that'll make me happy, right? If I have the new car or the big house, that's where the happiness is, right? Ooh, boy, was I wrong. I released over 100 pounds and over 100 inches in less than a year. Thank you for that. Wow. Yes. Through this experience, I had this false sense of feeling good about myself, right? Because I looked good on the outside. But what people didn't understand, that I was literally dead inside. I had no connection to myself, to my needs, my wants. Everybody just thought that Kelly had the perfect life. Until one day, I shocked the shit out of absolutely everybody in my life. I'm lucky to be here today because my daughter at 3 years old walked into a room and saw my soul in a way that I didn't see myself, and she saved my life. And you ask how? Because I was sitting on the kitchen floor with my husband's master chef knife to my wrists, ready to just be done. I couldn't imagine living this lie or this life any longer. By the grace of Source, God, Creator, whatever you choose to call it, I was gifted a second chance. And I chose to take that chance and live a very different life. And in this life, I learned what was truly important. And it wasn't the one-dimensional world that we all live in that we put importance of, like our cars, our jobs, our houses, things like that, keeping up with the Joneses. No, it was reconnecting to me, what was in here, understanding that my energy, my frequency mattered. And I could literally be the ripple effect to help others in seeing, remembering that beautiful being they were born as. And you're probably asking, well, where the heck did that leap go? I mean, you were here and then you went there. Well, this is where it started was, I went on this weight loss journey. Great. Knock on wood, it was wonderful. It was the energy that I felt in those connections with other people talking about my journey that lit my soul on fire. I knew that that's what was important, was the connections. It wasn't about anything other than that. And what I learned on my journey is my soul's purpose. Every single one of our soul's purpose in this room is to love, be loved, and create conscious connection. And what I found most important was not only the connection to myself and to others, but to Mother Earth. And believe it or not, the animal kingdom. And the more that I learned about the ability to harness my own energy and be the ripple effect, the more I was astounded with how abundance just fell in my lap, how happiness was just a thing that I woke up to almost every day. And why? Because I took the time. Actually, I take that back, guys. I didn't take the time. This one statement was literally shoved down my throat, and it was like a smack in the face when someone said to me, Kelly, life is not happening to you. It's not even happening for you. It's happening as you, through you. And I went, what? I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. And I sure as heck didn't ask for that to happen to me. But I did. And you're asking, but how? Because our energetic frequencies, we're all just energy. Everything is just energy. And when you start to understand that you are merely energy moving with other energies, you have more compassion. You have less judgment. And the way that you show up is different because you understand wholeheartedly that whether you're conscious to it or not, every single experience you are feeling and every person you are coming in contact is because of how you feel in any given moment. Does everybody understand that? How you feel in this moment is attracting the next. We were never taught universal laws in grade school. We were taught about the one-dimensional world, right? But there's so much more to it. And today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the animal kingdom because it's something I am so incredibly passionate about because messages are absolutely everywhere. And a lot of you probably know about angel numbers. You know, like everybody has that. Well, I got in my car this morning and 444 was on my tribometer. And then I went to stand up here to put my little thing in my, put the timer on, and it showed 44 messages and 4 emails from someone else, so 444. I'm huge on listening now because my connection is no longer to the one-dimensional world. My connection is on a soul level. So when I look at all of you, I see into your souls. There's no comparison. There's no up here or down there. There's no, don't put me on a pedestal, take me right down. I don't know more than you. I'm no better than you. I'm just at a different stage of awareness. And we all have the choice to become aware. But what I want you to do is just take a minute to close your eyes just for a quick second. And I want you to think of an animal. Don't get all crazy about it. Just allow yourself to close your eyes for a second and think of an animal. Doesn't matter what your animal is, but I want you to think of the animal. And then I want you can open your eyes whenever you're ready. I want you to think about the characteristics of that animal. And if they were strength, maybe they were a gentle creature. Maybe it was a frog, could have been an ant, whatever your animal is. There's a reason that you connected to that animal in this specific moment. And this is how we learn to work with the animal kingdom, is to understand that every single animal has a message for us. And if you're afraid of a very specific animal, it's the medicine that they carry that you need the most in your life. So who here is afraid of snakes? Anyone? Couple people? The message of that, the medicine could be that you are walking into a situation where you need to shed what no longer serves you, and you are afraid to do that. It could be that you are not grounded and you're up here in your analytical mind and you need that grounding energy. That's snake. It could be that you're not willing to change. Snakes have to change. They have to shed in order to grow. They simply can't without it. How many people even notice the animal kingdom out there? Unless it's something really rare. Like when you're driving, you notice the hawk that flies above, because a lot of people don't. But if you do, thank you. I love you. You are my tribe. And if you're not, I welcome you to start looking at the animals that are in your life, because animals are healers, they're teachers, and they carry unbelievable wisdom when we get to know them. So people often ask, well, what's the difference between a spirit animal, a power animal, a totem animal? Because there's all kinds, right? And we have to be very careful when we use the word totem animal, because that is of Native American lineage. And we want to make sure that we are always honoring those of us that are in different lineages. So we're going to use the word power animal for you today. So power animals are the animals that have been gifted to you before birth that have the characteristics of who you are. So for me, one of my power animals is a tiger. And tigers are all about showing all of their stripes, standing with authority, standing with strength, but they're also healing. They're also big healers. Another one of mine is wolf. Wolves are all about leading from experience over education. Who can relate to that one? Yeah. So if there's ever a time in your life where you are looking for specific characteristics, if you're looking for guidance, you can look to the animal kingdom for that. And for those of you that are here in person, you've been gifted with one of my animal wisdom candles. There's a reason today that you sat down in front of that animal, whether you understand it or not. I promise you, when you look at the QR code and you open up the oracle card and get the deeper meaning from my ancestors, I promise you, it's going to hit something in you. Animals are a beautiful way to receive messages on a day-to-day basis. Often people see cardinals and think, oh, that's a loved one that is passed. In my world, the spirit message of cardinal is that of compassion for self and others. If I see a hawk flying overhead, and mind you, I used to have friends that weren't aware of me, my lineage, what it is I share now, but they would make fun of me because birds would fly over and I'd be, hello, beautiful. Thank you, beautiful. They'd be like, what the crap? Now, guess what they all do? Hello, beautiful. Thank you, beautiful. Because they understand the power of why they saw that animal in that moment. And this is where it's magic. If you see a hawk flying over as you're driving, as you're walking, try to notice what it is you are feeling in that moment and what you're thinking in that moment. Because it could very well be that you need to focus. It could very well be that you even need to take a step back and look at things from a different perspective. And when you learn to work with the animal kingdom, when you learn to connect to self, to others, to her, to realize there's so much more than what we had programmed to see. We talk about this new age of leadership. For me, it's about being the ripple effect through my heart space feelings. It's not necessarily about my thoughts. It's about leading from how I feel. We need to be leading from joy. We need to be leading from healthy boundaries. We need to be leading from love. Understanding that it's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about us as a collective. And we have every opportunity in every single moment when we learn to be consciously aware of our own energetic frequency that we are imprinting and impacting every single being, whether we understand it or not, whether we know it or not. So this new leadership is about stepping into conscious awareness, conscious creation, conscious connection. Because when we try to come from a place separate from any of those, we literally are separate. And that's not what we want moving forward. We want to remember that we are one energy. And with love, we want to remember that every single one of us is doing the best we can with what we perceive to know at any given moment. When we start to have more compassion, when we start to have more love for other people and their opinions, their places, their thoughts, their beliefs, we are going to come together much differently. So I ask that you open your mind to a different way of being, because I lived in that other world, and I promise anybody who has even taken one step towards their spiritual awareness understands exactly what I'm talking about in this moment. We walk differently, we love differently, we feel differently, we connect differently. And every single person in this room has the ability to bring this awareness into whatever business you have. I'm not talking about every single one of you becoming a holistic practitioner on the side. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying bring this. Bring the spiritual gifts, bring your awareness, bring the animal kingdom, bring the love of Mother Earth back into your daily life and into your businesses. Because from that space, we become the ripple. And we would much rather be a ripple of love than a ripple of anything else. I love you, Barb. You're over there just like this. So I invite you to notice more and more how you feel in your everyday. What animals show up in your life on a daily basis? Because I promise when you become aware, you're all of a sudden going to realize, why is there always a blue jay outside my window every morning? Because he has a message for you. Now it's time to listen and learn. Why did that fox just run across my path? I promise it's beautiful. It's different. And it's a new way to live. And it's a new way to lead than what we've been leading as for so long. So remember the principles that I choose to live in now. Because when we choose to co-create as one energy, understanding that your actions, your behaviors, your thoughts, your feelings impact me, they impact everyone, whether you're conscious to it or not. So I'm asking you to bring around more conscious awareness and how you choose to step, because your energetic frequency matters. And that footprint that you're leaving can truly be a legacy if you choose for it to be one. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to find me after about animals, anything else. I also want to let you know, for people who are on Zoom or even people in here, in Captive, my gift is a complimentary nudge from above. which means you can contact me and have a conversation to help you find where you are in your own journey. Maybe we can crack open a door. Ooh, there goes my alarm. Maybe we can crack open the door. Maybe we can bust it right the hell open. I'm all for any of it. So please know that I'm here. I love all of you. And thank you so much for allowing me to come up and just share a little bit about me, my journey, who I am, and what sets my soul on fire. So thank you.